reviews, figure reviews, unboxings and rankings, random figure reviews, similar groupings of figures, and the occasional toy hunt. All right, YouTube Trolls Toys coming back at you with another video. Similar groupings of figures. Today, Mattel WWE Superstars, a line I love but frustrates me at the same time. We're going to do 6 WWE Superstars figures today. Series 18, we're going to go Mankind, include shirt and Mr. Sacco. So we're going to go Series 18, Mankind. Series 16, we're going to have the Hurricane. Series 18, we're going to go with the Ministry of Darkness Undertaker. Series 16, it's me, it's RVD. Series 18, we're going to go with Jesse the Body Ventura. I said 6, I meant 7. Series 16, we're going to go with Scott Steiner. And if we're doing Scott Steiner, we can't forget the dog-faced gremlin Rick Steiner from Series 16. So 16 and 18, basically other than Dusty Rhodes' daddy, who we already opened. And we have not found any of Series 17 in the wild yet, which I think is Axe, Smash, and Crush, and Hacksaw. So no Series 17, but we're going to do all of Series 16 and 3 of Series 18. So that's what we're going to be unboxing and comparing in this video today. All right, we're going to start with Series 18, Mankind. I went ahead and took the liberty of going ahead and changing this hand and putting Mr. Sacco on. And going to have standard Superstars articulation, obviously. Cloth good shirt, which is nice. Tie a little bit off center, but I think that's probably the way that he wears it. The mask is interesting because I think it's built in. Yeah, oh, they have it where it can come out, but it's just like sort of sculpted into its hair, which seems like a way to save a few pennies. I'm not sure I'm the biggest fan of the way that they did the mask, but I guess it sort of makes sense. I mean, trying to save a penny here or there, I suppose. But I'm not the biggest fan. But I do like Mr. Sacco. That's a nice accessory to have. So Mankind, pretty cool. Figure number 1, series number 18, WWE Superstars by Mattel. All right, up next, we're going to go Series 18 Undertaker. They do give us the hooded sort of cloth goods. Yeah, I don't guess it actually. Maybe it's supposed to be displayed that way. Can we put it over his head? I don't know. Yeah, I suppose we could. Not sure I'm the biggest fan of the cloth goods jacket. I do appreciate its inclusion. Nice detail on the chest on the Taker. I love how they just have the whites of the eyes for the Ministry of Darkness Taker. He also comes with extra hands. He should be slightly taller than Mick Foley, I believe, and it looks like he, if anything, he might be slightly shorter, if not the exact same height, but I think with the Superstars, we know that they basically do them all the same height. All right, up next is it's RVD, and he's got soft goods gear, red singlet underneath, painted on, sort of odd. But it is what it is. With RVD, you can also choose to put him in boots if you want, or barefoot. I think I'm definitely leaving him barefoot. But pretty cool to have RVD in the Superstars line. All right, it seems like we didn't have any Jesse the Body Ventura figures forever, and now they got his licensing, and they're just pumping them out like wildfire. He obviously comes with extra hands. He comes with alternate red boots, if we are so inclined. And then he comes with sunglasses, which probably don't want to stay on his head, but I feel like we have to use sunglasses for Jesse the Body. So I will inevitably lose these, though, I'm sure. All right, here's Jesse the Body with his sunglasses installed. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to stay, if I'm going to display him with them or not, because I think I will probably lose them, but we shall see. But happy to have him in Superstars form as well. Come on, Taker, stand up. All right, we're going to move them all slightly over. Jesse the Body, figure number 4, like I said, with the alternate boots in red, if you're so inclined. Right, up next, we got the Hurricane, Shane Helms, or Gregory Helms, however you knew him, but obviously Best gimmick was the Hurricane. Comes with the entrance gear in the form of the cape, which is much appreciated. Other than that, we only get extra hands for the Hurricane, which is fine. I like the cape quite a bit. I gotta say, I know these are supposed to be toyetic, but that head sculpt is just a bit rough for me on the Hurricane. I don't recall Gregory Helms or Shane Helms looking quite like that. But, you know, it is what it is. That's what we get. Overall, though, I think I do like the figure quite a bit. I like all the superstars, obviously. All right, up next, I got the dog-faced gremlin Rick Steiner with the headgear. Inclusion of the tag team titles. I feel like that's something we don't see often in the superstars line. I could be just misremembering, but I don't really recall a lot of tag team titles. Not a lot of detail to it, obviously. But Dogface looking pretty good. I think the likeness is quite nice. I almost broke down and bought the Bell-to-Bell Steiners just because they come with the Michigan jackets and because I couldn't find these guys. That remains to be seen whether we still will or not. The only Bell-to-Bells I currently have are the Road Warriors because they're not in the Superstars line, and we have a Road Warriors LOD, depending upon how you know them, display. But the dog-faced gremlin Rick Steiner is looking pretty good. He is going to be number 6 on the Superstars. We normally only do 5 figures, but I'm behind and my toy room's in shambles and I got to get stuff out of the boxes. So you're getting some bonus content today, I'll call it, in 7 figures. So that leaves Scott Steiner. All right, and that leaves 7th and final figure is going to be Scott Steiner, the master of the Frankensteiner. It's been so long. He was Big Papa Pump for so long that I sort of forgot, you know, the 80s hair. No, I didn't forget it, but it has been a while. This likeness on the face, I feel like I'd have to go back and watch some footage, but it might be slightly less than ideal in my opinion. All right, that's the 7 figures that we unboxed today in this WWE Mattel Superstars unboxing. Let's now rank them from our least favorite to our favorite, understanding that obviously we like them all. And I guess I always say I'm just a completionist on G.I. Joe. I would like to try to be a completionist on these, but they're hard. I'm missing the Heart Foundation. I forgot to buy the Rock and Rocky Maivia from Mattel Creations. I don't know if it's still there. And we have none of Series 17. But we pick them up as we see them. All right, with that being said, we're going to go from our least favorite to our favorite. I think, unfortunately, Jesse the Body. I do like Jesse the Body, but we've gotten so many. I think he's going to be my 7th place finisher. This is going to be tough. You know, everybody's going to have their own opinions. I'm going to go Scott Steiner in 6th. Once again, the face, I'm not quite sure on. So we go 6th with Scott Steiner. 5th, I'm going to go Undertaker. He's had a figure in the Superstars line before, and I like it better, I think. The old school Taker, I guess I'll call it, versus Ministry of Darkness. 4th, I'm going to go Hurricane. Once again, the face sculpt just leaves a little bit to be desired, in my opinion. I understand these are toys. 3rd, I'm going to go with Mankind. Once again, he's had a figure before. I feel like I like the old one slightly better. Once again, I do like the inclusion of Mr. Sacco, so he'll be 3rd. I think they nailed Dog-Faced Gremlin pretty well, right? Rick Steiner. And I also think they nailed RVD pretty well. But the fact that RVD gets cloth goods for the ring attire is going to edge out Rick Steiner. So Rick Steiner is going to finish in 2nd. And my favorite figure from this unboxing is going to be It's Me, It's RVD. And obviously we know that they all have extra hands. I don't go through all of that. I do typically prefer the Superstars over the Bell-to-Bells. Like I said, I only have the Road Warriors. The Bell-to-Bells have no arm articulation. They're more Remco style, I would say. So I am a much bigger fan of these Mattel WWE Superstars. And I haven't got into any of the retro figures yet, the ones that look like Hasbro. Don't think I will. Never really had a lot of the Hasbros. I was more of an LJN guy back in the day, and certainly haven't got into those because I can't bring myself to pay $40 or $50 for big rubber guys and $40 for the other ones at Targets with no articulation. I mean, it is nostalgia, but still, I can't do it. So anyways, RVD is going to be my favorite figure of the ones that we unboxed this evening. And as always, this has been Trolls Toys. I truly appreciate you watching my videos, and we'll see you soon. Peace.